It's an everyday thing. It's an everyday thing. It's an everyday thing when you let your nuts hang.
In the criminal justice system, sexually-based offenses are considered especially heinous. In New York City, the dedicated detectives who investigate these vicious felonies are members of an elite squad known as the Special Victims Unit. These are their stories.
TikTok, I'm thinking about doing a story time on how I found my brother dead in the woods last year on Easter. If y'all want to know the story, and if y'all want to help me investigate it and piece it together and see who killed my brother, comment down below. Basically, kidnapped, murdered, and then made his body appear. Oh, okay. So, I'm gonna clock some tea in this video. And y'all just come with me, follow along, okay? So boom, it's Easter Sunday. My mama texting the family group chat with all her kids. She like, hey, you know, my babies, happy Easter. Mind y'all, okay, a little backstory. Me and my family spent Easter away from each other. My mama went to Florida. I'm married, so I was with my in-laws. My brother, he decided he wanted to go down to Alabama and spend time with our dad, who we didn't grow up with or whatever, but we'll go down there occasionally or whatever. So he wanted to go down there because our family as a whole wasn't really doing nothing. Okay, cool. So y'all, Mama text us, boom, boom, boom. Everybody texts back, say whatever, happy Easter, whatever. We got a text from my brother, and then my mom got a call from my nephew, my brother's son, who was like, oh, can you call my daddy? My daddy left me at whoever house he was at because he was down there in Alabama with my brother. And basically, he was like, you know, my daddy left me. He was crying. So my mama had text back in the chat. And she like, oh, can you, Tyler, where is TJ? Because he just called me crying. Like, who house did you leave him at? We didn't get no response from Tyler. Not thinking nothing of it. Typical Tyler. Whatever. That was around like 1:13. So y'all, the next morning I get to work. Mind you, it's a Monday because Easter is on Sunday. Okay, boom. I get to work. It's like 8:03. I just clocked in. My mom texted me like, Tyler's missing. Looking at my phone like, what you mean? Like, missing. Now, if you know Tyler, it's two types of missing. We're going to get into that. So I'm like, missing? Like, huh? So I call her. I step by the window. I get back from my desk. I call her. I'm like, Mom, what you mean? Like, what's going on? She said, girl, Keisha called me. And they said they have not seen Tyler since 1 o'clock yesterday, or since 1:30 yesterday. He's been missing. They searched the woods all night. They cannot find Tyler, and everybody's worried. I'm looking at the phone like, hold on, slow down. What happened? Like, missing how? First of all, my dad is from a small town in Alabama called Camden. Only a little bit of black people live there, and y'all know the rest. It very much gives. I'm gonna let y'all piece the story together and see what y'all think before I say what it gives. Anyways, that's where my dad is from. We spent a couple summers down there before, maybe like 2. We were younger. Never really went back. I haven't been back to Alabama since I was like 13, just being truthful. Very small country town. Everybody pretty much stay in their little designated area. So either we was in the hood, which is where everybody went to hang out, or we was at my stepmom's house. Boom. So long story short, I hang up. I try to log into work because, you know, I got to do my duties or whatever. And then it just, I can't shake it. I'm like, what the heck they mean? Something wrong with Tyler, blah, blah, blah. So I call my mom back. I'm like, Mom, listen, I don't know. I just had a real bad feeling. My mom like, me too. Like, Bryce, I just don't know what to do. I've been thinking about it ever since I got the phone call. Mind you, my mom is in Pensacola, Florida right now with my baby sister. They went to the beach. Trip turned bad. Okay? They go to the beach or whatever. And she's like, I just can't shake it. But I said, Mom, I think you need to go get in a rental car. Well, she was down there with my aunt and them, so they had one rental car. I told her to have them take you to the airport, go rent a car, and I need you to drive down to Alabama because something's just not right. My mama got on the road immediately, y'all. Whole time she getting updates or whatever. She's trying to call my dad. My dad not answering the phone. So she called me. I'm at work. Call your daddy. Your daddy not answering. Tell your daddy to call me. So I call my daddy. He still ain't answering the phone or whatever. I'm like, something strange going on. So I called my stepmom. She didn't answer or whatever. But then my dad immediately calls right back. So I guess maybe he was talking to my stepmom. She started calling me. I don't know. Anyways, long story short, I'm asking my dad, like, what they talking about? Like, what's going on? What happened? And he just on the phone like, man, like, I don't know, bro. Like, Charlie was right here. He ran in the woods, and I the way I ran into the woods, I thought I was gonna run into him, but I didn't. Like, it's just so crazy. Like, after he ran, I never seen him again. I've been looking for him all night. I've been in the woods, me and Ray Ray. Like, we ain't left the woods or whatever. I'm like, okay. So boom, time passed or whatever, and I'm just still at my desk like, man, I can't shake this shit. I'm texting my mama back and forth. And let me just give y'all a little backstory. So my brother went down there with his fiance and his son. 3 people you gonna hear. Jada was his fiance, TJ is his son. Let's just get the characters out there so y'all can understand the gist of the story. They ain't seen my brother. Nobody's looking for him. I mean, everybody's looking for him. They say they had a search party. They've been in the woods since 3 a.m. looking for my brother. They cannot find him. Jada and TJ back at the hotel. They say an undercover police car was sitting outside their hotel, but they never knew like what the police was there for. So they were just like, okay, cool. Well, come to find out, my brother was riding a dirt bike. A police officer got behind him because they said they claimed they were pulling him over because he didn't have on a helmet. However, my brother was riding down the street. They got behind him, turning their lights or whatever. You could see him pass a gas station, and he was just kind of, like going real slow or whatever. And from what it looks like, the police cruiser, it looks like he crashed into my brother. However, we were not there. We don't know. We don't know nothing. All we know was my brother was missing. So my mama get down there. It's like 4 o'clock. I leave work early because I'm like, I can't do this. I got with my older brother and my sister. We hit the road. We go straight to Alabama. We like 12 minutes away, y'all. 12 minutes. Nobody still heard from Tyler. No, they ain't heard nothing. They telling my mama, you don't need to go in the woods. These woods is treacherous. You got this baby with you. My sister's 7. You don't need to go in these woods or whatever. And so my mama like, man, I'm looking for my son. I'm telling my mama like, Mom, you like just chill. I get it. I know as a parent you want to go in there and look for your son or whatever, but whatever. So they telling her, do not go in the woods. Do not go in the woods. Y'all, one of the people from down there, I guess you could say a cousin of ours, then called my brother, my older brother who driving. Mind y'all, it said we 11 minutes now. We on this little country back road. He in the phone screaming, Brandon, we found Tyler. And then you can hear somebody else saying, we need an ambulance. Everybody's screaming, y'all. And then you could just hear the sound of their voice. Everybody's distraught as fuck. Like, everybody really like, we don't know what to do. But I keep hearing somebody say, we need an ambulance. Then I hear somebody say, he dead, Brandon, he dead. Like, whoever's on the phone with my brother is telling us, like, he is dead. Y'all, I started screaming to the top of my lungs in that car. Like, no. Like, the loudest no, the most distraught no I've ever screamed in my life. I ain't never felt like this in my life, y'all. They told my brother was gone over the phone. I'm 10 minutes away, bro. So my brother started flooring it on his back road, y'all. Flooring it. I'm talking about, we get there about 3-4 minutes, y'all. It turned from 10 minutes to 3 minutes. I'm not lying. My brother would tell y'all. He like, man, I'm scared for my life because he's driving crazy. But mind you, I get it. Like, we trying to go see about our folks or whatever. So we get down there, we park. My brother didn't even pull into the little dirt road we on. He parked at the top of the dirt road, hopped out, and ran down to the woods. Girl, I'm running after my brother. Everybody's pulling me like, Bryce, don't go over there. You don't want to see it. I'm pushing everybody like, move, bro. Like, move. Get off me. Do not push me back. That really pissed me off. But we're going to get into that too. Everybody like, do y'all need to go over there? Y'all need to see him. Please move. So we get to the woods or whatever, right? Y'all, everybody down there, it's a tree, like a big, like let's say like a big ass tree fall and like it's across the road. Well, this tree was like in the woods, like laying over like a little stream of water, not a creek, a little stream of water. Barely no water for real, y'all, but it was a little bit. So, next to the, like under the tree a little bit, but not under the tree, but like, no, it was nowhere near under the tree. I'm not gonna say that, but laying next to the tree, my brother's body. His pants pulled down to his ankles. One of his shoes, y'all, sitting on top of his head. And his arms crossed like this. Somebody make this make sense for me. Now, mind y'all, these are the same woods my family say they've been in since 1 o'clock yesterday. They said 3 in the morning, they took a break. They went back in the woods. They never found my brother. My brother wasn't there. That same creek that they crossed and that tree that was right there, the tree ain't just probably been there. My brother wasn't there. Footprints from when they was walking, looking at that same spot earlier was there. That body was not there, y'all. So that's how we found my brother, y'all. That's literally how we found him. Now, getting into the real intricate details leading up to us finding him, everything was hella sketchy. I'm not gonna lie. And I'm gonna do a full detailed story time. But I just wanted to paint the picture for y'all. Paint the picture as his sister, as the mama, like us going down there, us leading up to it, like what we see, what we know type shit. So prior to us getting down there, Jada, she's like, the fiance, mind y'all, she was like, he's missing. I'm gonna go and file a missing person report over there. Mind y'all, this is the next day. So that whole, 1 o'clock, 1:30, he went missing. He ran into the woods, I guess, off the dirt bike from the police chase or whatever. And Jada, everybody was looking for him. Nobody went to the police or nothing. They just figured, okay, he's gonna show up. He gonna come back. Boom. This ain't his first rodeo. If y'all get what I'm trying to say. He gonna show up. Well, when he never showed up, Jada already knew, like, nah, that ain't him. Everybody who knows Tyler knows he gonna call. He might call at 1 o'clock in the morning, but baby, he's gonna call. Tyler's gonna call his mama. Tyler's gonna call his sister. He's gonna let somebody know if he don't call Jada. I mean, he's gonna let somebody know, like, I'm good, I'm okay. He never would just let us worry about him. So this is how we knew, like, when Tyler never turned up, get your ass to Alabama because something's going on. That's how we knew. So Jada go into the police station or whatever, and she's like, I need to file a missing person report or whatever. They're asking her, like, who, what happened, da-da-da. So she started telling them the story. Y'all, they start saying, oh, he not missing. We saw him getting we got him on camera getting in a car with a lady with a red shirt on. Mind y'all, we not from down there. We know a handful of people from down there. My brother's not just hopping in the car with nobody. So we already knew that was a red flag. That was something y'all probably was trying to tell her to pass time, to stall, whatever the case may be. Because mind y'all, this is the next morning that Jada's at the police station. So boom, she go there, whatever, and they're like, just stay right here. We're gonna take you to the back and show you the cameras. So they got her waiting. They never took her to the back to show her the cameras, y'all. So I called my daddy. I'm like, Daddy, Jada said that I'm telling him what they told her, how they said the police da-da-da-da. They saw her getting him getting a car with a lady with a red shirt. My daddy like, tell Jada to get out of there now. The police, that's a lie. They doing something fishy. She need to get up out of the police station. So Jada get out of the police station. So then before she leave, they come back and tell her, well, you don't want to file a missing person report because it shows he has a warrant out in Atlanta. So if they get him, then they're gonna hold him and he won't be able to come home or whatever. Just whatever. So Jada leave out of there anyway. She didn't finish filing the missing person report. She only started. Mind y'all, she leave or whatever. They continue to search. They didn't form the whole hood basically. Then started searching these woods for my brother. They cannot find my brother. So, and mind y'all, this is the morning while I'm at work that they doing all this. They searching. They went to the police. They did a missing person report. So then as my mom is on her way down there, they telling her, like, yeah, we're gonna the police is gonna form an official search party. So then Jada like, well, we're gonna go and see if the police can get the dogs to come out or whatever. Mind you, they trying to do all this leg work in the midst of my mom driving down there. Well, they didn't get no dogs to come out. They kept giving her a weird excuse on why they couldn't let the dogs come out. My mom end up getting there around 3:50, 4 o'clock. They tell my mom, basically, we gonna get everybody out of the woods. We need the we're gonna send our drone in. So the chief, he's telling my mama, he like, listen, this drone can pick up a dead possum. That's how good the radar is on this drone, the helicopter, all that went in the woods. He said it can pick up whatever. So if your son is in these woods, dead or alive, we're gonna find him. Like, it's gonna pick him up, the heat or whatever, the radiation. Y'all, they didn't pick up nothing. They didn't pick up a dead nothing. Okay, my brother wasn't in them woods. So the chief get on his four-wheeler, because you in the country, they ride four-wheelers, ATVs, all that. Stay with me now. He get on his four-wheeler, he ride them woods. He said, your son ain't in there. So my daddy ended up coming forward and, talking to the chief or whatever, who my daddy apparently knew for a long time, whatever, they locked in. They tell him, why you didn't tell us that was your son? Well, what does it matter? A missing person is a missing person, y'all. Why do he have to tell y'all that's his son? See, because the fiance went in there, all of a sudden, oh, he's just a regular person. Mind you, it's a small town. So my brother not somebody that's a familiar face to the police. In a small town, the police know everybody. You a stranger. We don't know where you came from. You could be a visitor just riding through. We don't know. So, yep, they're like, why you didn't tell us this was your son? Whoop-de-whoop. So the chief go and he round up a bunch of officers from the force. They said volunteer firefighters, and everybody was gonna come out there and help. Look, after talking the chief talked to whoever he was talking to, they made everybody come out of the woods. They said, we need y'all to move over to the church next door. Y'all, my mama, my sister, everybody who was in the search party, the whole hood got in their car and they parked in the church parking lot and they waited for the police to come back and give instruction. Y'all, this is the part where we about 12 to 15 minutes away. Police come over to the church after being in the woods for about an hour. Now, my mom is just sitting there snapping pictures. She moved her car to the church, but she walked back down to the dirt road where they say Tyler ran into. She just snapping pictures. She just looking around and just snapping pictures. My mom, not an older lady, but at this point, my mom don't know this town, this city. She don't know nothing about it. All she knows is something happened to her son. So, in the midst of her just snapping random pictures over there, where the police come back, they're like, we're gonna let everybody, we're gonna come back. The police just did a thorough search of the woods, and we didn't find nothing, but now we're gonna do a search together, the police and the community. They said we want everybody to head west. They start the search, but I got a younger cousin who, I guess, needed a compass to see which was west from east. He took out his compass on his iPhone, and it was pointing him west. However, the police were leading the search in the opposite direction, thinking that they didn't know east from west. So my cousin went west, and the search was going east. My cousin continued following his compass, walks up on my brother's body with 2 police officers standing over the body. My cousin yelled and said, y'all, I found him. And everybody runs from east to the west and finds my brother's body with the 2 officers standing over him. Again, his shoe on top of his head, his pants pulled down to his ankles, and his arms across his chest. Y'all, they said my brother's cause of death was he died from a broken neck from crashing the dirt bike he was driving. Y'all, tell me why my mom hired an independent pathologist who did our own autopsy after they got my brother from the state. So when you die, the coroner will come get you. They'll do their own autopsy, determine your cause of death, and then they'll give you over to your family so that the funeral home you pick can embalm the body, whatever. Well, first of all, they picked up my brother, and then the next day called my dad. He wasn't in the point of contact. They called my dad, who was from the city of Camden, to say, hey, we got your son back over here at the funeral home in Camden. My brother was never supposed to be going to Camden for nothing. His funeral home is in Atlanta. Why are y'all even sending his body back to Camden from the state after doing an autopsy? So my mom is like, no. They said they finna get ready to embalm him. But mind you, we wanted our own autopsy. Now, anybody who's smart knows you cannot get an autopsy on a body that's already been embalmed. So y'all wanted to embalm him so we couldn't figure out what was going on before. Oh, okay. My mama hired an independent medical examiner in 30 minutes, had him go to Alabama and did a whole autopsy. Do y'all know that medical examiner called my mama and said, Miss Brandy, your son was never cut open? They never did an autopsy on your son. Who y'all fooling? That's really what I want to know. And what are you hiding? Who killed my brother is the real question that we need to be getting to here at this point. Y'all, let's not forget, I ain't even tell y'all this part. Tell me why the officer who chased my brother, who pursued him, was off duty, y'all. I'm talking about not even on the clock yet. This man said he was en route. He said he was on the way to work, and he seen my brother at the 4-way stop. Girl, when I tell y'all, it's so much to this story. I'm just like, this really is, I really just need the time. That's what I say. I just need time. Y'all, the officer was off duty who pursued my brother. He chased him all the way down the street, past 3 businesses. Everything is on camera. He said my brother was going 100 miles per hour. Y'all, it looked like my brother was going about 40. Literally, we got the video footage, and I don't know in what country this is 100 miles per hour, but I'm gonna have to show y'all so y'all can see for y'allself. Not only that, but you literally said my brother died from a broken neck from the car accident, from the motorcycle accident that he was in, from the dirt bike. Y'all tell me what person y'all know breaking their neck, snapping their spinal cord, literally, and still getting up to run across the street to go hide in the woods? Y'all tell me what person y'all know can break their neck, get up, and just keep running. And when I say, listen, I'm not talking about no fracture, no. When my brother was found, and they did the autopsy, and he came from the state, and our medical examiner did his autopsy, he said no wounds, no nothing was on my brother except for a gaping hole in the back of his neck where his spinal cord was pulled out, literally, and brain matter was present. So we not talking about no, I fractured my neck or what. No, his spinal cord was ripped out. So y'all been telling me he ran with that? No, y'all did that, and y'all autopsy, that's the only thing y'all did. So instead of doing what y'all was supposed to do, which is cutting him open and looking at his body and analyzing and trying to determine the cause of death, instead of doing what y'all was supposed to do, y'all played the game of operation on him and pulled this man's spinal cord out so it could match up with the story that he broke his neck and died. Y'all, they sent us home wanting us to believe that my brother literally broke his neck. It wasn't complete. And by the time he ran in the woods, basically his adrenaline stopped rushing and he just fell over and died. So he fell over and died with his pants at his ankles, all his money gone from his pockets, his hands across his chest, and you mean to tell me he put one of his shoes on top of his head before he decided he was gonna take his last breath? Baby, if y'all wanted something slow and green, y'all should have found a turtle. The last thing I want to say before I get off here is I pray that y'all never have to feel the pain that I felt losing my brother. Like, losing a sibling hits so different, bro. I promise you, it feel like my heart got ripped out of my chest. Like, this somebody I grew up with, somebody I literally did everything with. We went through the same struggle. We shared the same hurt. We cried together. We called and gave each other advice. Like, when you born and you start growing up and stuff, you expect to, like, lose a parent. I expect that I'm gonna bury my mama one day, but I never could have expected that I was gonna bury my brother the year we were both supposed to be 25 together, turn up together, go celebrate. I never expected that I would have to bury my brother and help my mama plan a funeral. So to anybody watching this who still have siblings, you still got your brother, you got your sister, love y'all people, man, because every day literally is not promised. Some days these officers wake up and they decide they ready to go kill whatever person they see. And I pray to God it don't be one of y'all people. Y'all, I see several questions, lots of questions that I want to answer. But I just want to start by saying I do not know who killed my brother. The family does not know who killed my brother. We can all formulate our own opinions on here and say who we think did it. I mean, if you actually hear a lot of the details, we all kind of really on the same page. But I'm not getting out here pointing fingers. The dirt bike, my brother crashed into a storage shed, y'all. He was driving down the highway. Well, not a highway. It was a street, like a two-way street. And there's basically, like, you know how you have like U-Haul storage places. This was like a little small country little storage place where they had storage units. He basically went through, like, it's a pathway through two storage units and crashed into one. So when we went down there, we actually saw the marks, the dirt bike marks where the handlebar kind of went in. We saw a lot of what, you know, the story that they told us, it made sense or whatever. We saw a lot of the evidence. But the dirt bike was left there. That's a lot of y'all have been saying, well, what happened to the bike? Was the bike in the woods? No, the bike was left. Once he crashed into the storage shed, y'all, the bike, I mean, he don't know if it broke or what. I mean, at this point, you crash. That's like you crash your car. You ain't gonna still drive it. You gonna get out of it and run if that's what you running from something. So he got off of the bike, ran around the storage shed, across the street into the woods. So I'm just painting a picture for y'all so y'all can kind of, get where I'm coming from. Mind y'all, he did all this with a broken neck. Remember, a lot of the another questions that I saw were, make a GoFundMe, get an attorney. Did y'all get an attorney? Did y'all get the FBI involved? Y'all, I needed this story to blow up on TikTok so that somebody will reach out and want to pick this story up. I mean, I need somebody to sit down with my mom and listen to the detail from A to Z and really take this story serious, because I mean, half of y'all on this app are, children or younger people, but like the real adults are like, people in my position who lost a sibling, and the real hurt, and how serious this story is. So none of it is funny. It's actually to be taken very seriously. And I just want to bring awareness to, people losing their lives and the case is going cold, or not having enough evidence, being rejected evidence, not being given specifics, not being able to identify bodies, like things like that. I feel like it's just, I want to bring awareness on this app about what happened to my brother. So I am going to sit down and do a sit down with my mom so that we can be able to upload footage, show the picture of the storage unit, show this, show that, and the third. But I'm being very specific because I want to do it with my mom. Like, we want to be able to put out specifics of what really happened to my brother. What I gave y'all was a very short synopsis. It was nowhere near in depth at all. I mean, and some of y'all are still in like, y'all mouths are to the floor. So I know for a fact when the story drops and y'all really hear how sick this case was handled, played out, all of that, I know for a fact. Just wait. I'm telling y'all, whoever you are, it's been several of you. I don't know who you are, but I've been blocking half of y'all because I'm not going to feed into the negativity. I lost a whole sibling that I can't get back, okay? But y'all on here laughing at whatever the case may be. I don't know what y'all laughing at, but you're getting blocked. Half of y'all kids, y'all need to go learn how to solve the algebraic equation before y'all come in these comments laughing, okay? Y'all know every sound on TikTok, but don't know half of your schoolwork. I got my diploma. Go get yours, okay? You in my comments, and I'm grown. I got mine.
A Georgia man's family wants answers after his death in Camden leaves them shaken up and suspicious. Action 8 News reporter George McDonald has more from the West Alabama newsroom.
24-year-old Tyler Colin of Atlanta was found dead Monday in Camden. His body was found in a ditch in a wooded area behind an old abandoned daycare facility off Hamilton Avenue.
That's the only son I have. Gone. I never see him again.
Colin was in town visiting his father, Tyrone Bonner. Bonner says it all started when Colin was riding a dirt bike without a helmet and a cop tried to pull him over.
He hit his lights. My son hit the gas. That just son that not trusting the police, not liking the police.
A police chase ensued until Colin crashed the dirt bike into a storage facility on the Camden bypass. He got up and ran across the street into the wooded area where his body was later found. However, Bonner says the area was immediately searched at that time, but his son was not there.
Something is not right, you know?
Bonner says it's been tough to process how a wonderful visit from his only son could turn into a heartbreaking tragedy in a matter of minutes.
It's unexplainable. That's something that I could have never foreseen something like this. I mean, it's crazy. It still hadn't really sunk in on me yet.
In Camden, George McDonald, Action 8 News.
All right, so I'm going to read the news article. It says the Georgia man family wants answers after the death in Camden leaves them shaken up and suspicious. 24-year-old Tyler Collin of Atlanta was found dead Monday in Camden. Authorities found his body in a ditch in a wooded area behind an old abandoned daycare facility off Hamilton Avenue. Okay, we already know what he was doing. He got off his bike and ran across the street into the wooded area where his body was later found. Although Colin was nowhere to be found when the authorities initially searched the area. Yeah, man. I don't know, man. This situation seems to be very crazy, dog. Very crazy. It's like, goddamn. Alright, yeah. Situation's crazy, man. You know. A lot of fishy things. I think the police had something to do with it. But like I said, we're gonna help this get out there. We don't know the truth. They don't know the truth, but hopefully, you know, something comes out of this. Something good comes out of this being shared. Make sure y'all, like, this happened in 2024, like in August, I believe. I think it said August of 2024. March. No, April of 2020. This happened a year ago. So still there's no answers for this person. There's no justice has been done. They do want to find the killer, want to get answers. I think the answer's out there. The answer is out there. They're just not going to tell. Now, if he was injured in the accident, he could be injured in the accident. And I want to know how the dad knew that he ran into the woods. Like, did the police officers tell him he ran into the woods? Or what was the case? Because for them already searching this area and then not finding the body and then going back and then you seeing like the body there. And then what'll happen is they're going to be like, oh, there's all these feet prints around here. It's contaminating the crime scene. So the crime scene is contaminated. Why? Because people were there prior to them finding the body. And there's footprints in this area. So they're saying, oh, it's contaminated. Yes, because there was no people here prior to find this body. Now the body's there and everything is out. Now the pants being down, the shoe on top of the head, I'm going to tell you why the pants is down. The pants is down because they dragged his ass out there. The shoe is off his foot because the shoe fell off his foot, but we need to keep the shoe with the foot, but we don't want to, you know, I don't know. I just know when you drag a person, pants fall down. Don't ask me how I know. I just know, you know what I'm saying? I ain't never dragged a dead body, but, you know, I snatched up a motherfucker or two. But, yeah. There's no signs of sexual assault. That's what I was thinking. Like, you know, pants down. You know, but then this is right after an incident happened where he got into an accident. So if he got into an accident and they knew where he ran in the woods, they know where he went. So hence the reason why we went into the woods where he went into the woods, because they know they were searching for him. Now, this is where I want to say, like, I'm going to be real. Why are you running from the police? Because you got a warrant in Atlanta? That is kind of crazy. I don't think he was running from the police. I think he was running from the police just, oh shit, they on. I've done it. I remember, you know, back when we was kids, we used to see the police come through the neighborhood. We used to just take off, bam, hitting fences. Police come chasing us. We'll run, dip a corner, but we ain't did nothing. Or say we was doing something. All right, say one person is watching out for another person, right? Because we used to do this all the time. We used to hit houses and stuff like that. And it's just what it is. When you're in the hood, you know, you hit houses. It is what it is. And what we'll do is we'll be like, hey, if the police come, just take off, get the police to follow you, and then we can get out of there without them bothering us, right? Even if you get caught up, you have nothing on you. They're gonna be like, why'd you run? You be like, I don't know. You have no reason. They're gonna be like, police automatically think, damn, they back over there. So they gonna end up backtracking to where you just ran from and trying, because you was a lookout, right? So anyway, that's how you get the police off of you. And it's an old trick that we used to do because it worked every time. The police, when the police is coming over there to investigate a burglary or something, you just take off. They gonna think you burglarized the house, but really you ain't got nothing. You didn't burglarize the house. You ain't even been over there. But they automatic, because you're a young person, they gonna be like, oh, they hitting you up. All they gonna do is call your mama. So we've done this countless times, and that person in the house can dip off and go the back way or whatever. So, and we was not sophisticated, but we was, smart enough to do. Man, yeah. Anyway, that's over 20 years ago. Yeah, you can't tell. I ain't even gonna tell you what neighborhood we was in, but thing is, we was doing it. We was off. So you just take off from the police. You run. You have no real reason to run. You just getting away from police. Now I remember we used to steal cars, and damn, we was some thieves. I'm sorry. That's why all my cars got stolen when I got an adult. We used to steal cars and take off on police. I remember taking off on the police, high speed chase in the damn pouring rain. I damn stole a car. The windshield wipers didn't work. And now I'm driving 50 miles an hour down through the neighborhood. Can't see nothing. All I can see is, one time I hit a car, bam, and hit the side of it. Got off, took off on foot. It was that time, because I couldn't see. And took off on foot. I hopped a few fences, got to where I need to go. I remember hiding in a damn doghouse, hiding from the police. So you just do it. I mean, you young. I wasn't doing it at 24. I wasn't doing it at 24. But that was at like 15, 16. You know what I'm saying? I did all my real dirt as a kid. So what made him do it then? By the time I got to like in my 20s, it wasn't no running from the cops. You just had to take my charge and bond out, because we had a little bit of fatty to get a lawyer. But yeah, that's how you do it, man. You don't never go running from the cops, man. They try to kill you. Moore is a sundown town. They talk about this town out here in Camden, Alabama. People in there, it's a sundown town. It's a sundown town. Moore was a sundown town. Like one time I was walking, and I walked to the store because I was like, man, if I drive my car, they're gonna pull me over. They pull me over for nothing, like all the time. So I just be like, bro, these folks gonna pull me over if I drive, so I might as well walk to the store. I walk to the store, give me some blunts and stuff like that. I'm walking back, they pull me over. He's like, Mr. Williams. I'm like, all right, sit down on the curb. Let me see your ID. Like, you don't know who I am. You called me by name, bro. This freaking stupid. Anyway, sitting there, letting them search us, you know what I'm saying? We ain't got nothing on us because obviously we know what's going on. So me and a player partner, we sitting there, and he telling me to shut up. I'm like, no, we don't have to shut up. Like, they on some bullshit. They just wanna mess with us. There's no other reason for us to. They want to put us in the back of the car. I'm still talking shit because I'm like, bro, you a bitch, your mama a bitch, your kids a bitch, all that. And You know, at the end of the day, they had to let us go because what are y'all stopping us for? And they're like, well, why didn't you drive your car? You think you pulled me over walking? Like, why would I get in my car so you can pull me over, tow my car? You know how many times I've had to pay to get my car out of tow service just because they want to make me walk? They'll pull me over, tow my car, and make me walk. Bro, they made me walk on 4th of July one time. I had to pay $400 to get my car out of tow, out the tow place. And I paid it because it's 4th of July. I'm trying to stunt in front. So do that. Get my car. Keep it pushing. You know, that type of stuff, bro. It's just like, man, in them old towns, like when I was in high school, it was only like 10 black people in that high school. You know, now there's a bunch of biracial kids up there. Even the black kids is, you know, proper. I'm not going to call them white because then they'd be like, what's white? Okay, they're proper, okay? They don't teach them to grow up in the hood. So what the thing is, that town is full of racism. Full of racism. Even though they had black cops, black detectives, the black cops was the worst. Them black cops was big for nothing. They used to be like, they'll come up to your car all buff and shit. Man, them fools used to get whooped on. If somebody fought them, they couldn't fight. They used to get whooped on by teenagers. I've seen it. We used to go to the same barbershop. And I was safe in a barbershop. I go in a barbershop, I see one of them coons there, and I'll immediately, yeah, it's one of them whack ass dudes right there. Look at them tight ass pants, boy, and get to roasting them. Because what you gonna do? You can't do nothing to me. You out of uniform. What you gonna do? You know, all y'all gonna do is wait to call your buddy and try to pull me over again. And they used to pull my black ass over all the time. Give me a seatbelt ticket. In an old school, and my seatbelt go over I had a 1975 Lincoln. My seatbelt used to go over my lap. It didn't come across your shoulder. It wasn't no shoulder strap back then, obviously. Well, we couldn't see your seatbelt because it's on my lap, dog. And then my seatbelt, I ain't gonna lie, I didn't ride with it anyway. But you know, them old schools, the seatbelt don't just go back. You know, the retractables, it didn't retract back, so it'd be extra loose. It'd be like, your seatbelt is loose. You need to tighten it up. Bro, like y'all doing the dumbest shit. Man, more sucks. I'm telling you. That's why, like, when I get in, get right out of there. Like, that's why I caught all my cases at Moore, because they didn't like us. Like, literally, when they locked me up, the whole reason why they want, like, they could have got me on anything. They got me on the dumbest charges. And you know what? They was like, we don't care. We want to get him just off get him out of Moore. Get him out of Moore. That's just it. We don't want him in here. We don't want him in our town. I'm like, bro, I don't even want to be in y'all's town. My mom and them just moved us out here. Like, I don't even want to be out here. But it just is what it is. But yeah, that's how they got rid of your boy. Was putting me in prison. But I learned my lesson. I was like, all right, I ain't taking my black ass. Even when I got out of prison, let me tell you, when I got out of prison, I wasn't out a week, and I like OSU, so I have an OSU sweater. It was orange, and I told my baby mama, I was like, man, it seemed like the police just coming around her. Like, what are they coming around her for? And I'm ducked off. I'm not moving around or nothing. Soon as we leave and I get in my baby mama car, we get pulled over. And I'm in the passenger seat. They pull us over because I'm not wearing a seatbelt. And they say I don't wear a seatbelt because they can see it across the orange of my sweater, right? And I'm like, nigga, you was looking at, oh, mind you, they didn't go to her door. when they pulled us over, they didn't go to her door. They went straight to mine, knocked on the window, and her car, the car door didn't open. The passenger car door didn't open, so you had to get in from the driver's side or whatever. So I said, the door don't open. And I was about to get out, and the back door, I had to open up the back door, so I laid the back seat down and was about to get out. They snatched me out the car, dragged me, threw me on the ground. Took my black ass to jail for a seatbelt ticket. At first, they said I had a warrant. I said, bro, how do I have a warrant? I just got out of prison. There's no way I got a warrant. Turns out I got a warrant, right? For something that happened way before I went to prison. So I'm like, how, when I get out, 2 years later, y'all got a warrant for me? Like, in 2 years, y'all didn't figure out, that I did this? And y'all just now, y'all wait till I get out so y'all can arrest me. I told you, man, Moore was crooked. Probably still is. They did not want me in their city. And when they found out I got out, they put another warrant on me. They was trying to get me again. And I'm telling you, dog, I was like, man, this is crazy, dog. I was sick of jail. I was so sick of jail. So I had to, mind you, got out. I already had to see my probation officer. Guess what they did? Violated my probation. A week out of jail, dog. I was like, man, these folks do. And I just stopped going no more after that. My probation officer, they ended up dropping the violation. They ended up dropping that because they was like, this shit should have been handled way before. Like, you put somebody in jail for 2 years and then you drop a warrant the week they get out. Literally, the week I got out, maybe like a day or two after, I can't remember, but they put a warrant up for me. How do you put a warrant a day or two after you get out of jail? That don't make no sense. Like, y'all couldn't figure it out. That matter of fact, I stayed in y'all jail for 6 months and y'all didn't put a warrant up for me for this stuff. So I forgot what it was for, but it was something so stupid. It was just like, bro, they just want, like I said, when I got that 2-year prison sentence, they wasn't, matter of fact, let me tell y'all, they gave me a 2-year prison sentence. I already did 6 months. I wasn't even supposed to be in there but 2-3 months. Shit, they made me stay that entire time. That's how corrupt Moore is. They messed up they messed up all my paperwork. I got no time served. So I sat in the jail for nothing. That's what I be saying. Moore is corrupt. So when you say small towns, I believe it. I believe these police knew everything that happened because they be in on it. They do the dumbest stuff. They'll try to get you. They'll target you. They'll target your family. They targeted my sisters. They targeted. It was another black family. Their last name was Williams. I think they was targeting me because of the other brother, which whatever. But then we started running together, and we looked like damn near cousins. So when he was locked up, I used to go see him, and I could in juvenile, and I could only go see him because I said that was my brother, and they believed us because we had the same name and we looked alike. So then I think they was going off of that, and that was probably the wrong thing to do, but they got me from then on. Like, from then on, I was just getting in trouble after trouble after trouble after trouble. I mean, I wasn't no angel, but at the same time, it just happened. So anyway, y'all got my life story. Whatever, take it how you want it. Don't do no crime. Don't do no time. I learned from all my stupid ass mistakes, and they ain't gonna give me no more. Everyday people. Let me know what y'all think about this in the comment section. Like, comment, subscribe. I'm gonna holler at you later. Peace.
Day and night. For some women, it can start working in as fast as 1 week.